This conference will now be recorded.
So till last class, any doubts?
No, ma'am.
So everyone has understood. So we can move to the next topic, that is acids and bases. So what do you mean by acid and base? Generally, what you know about acid and base? Shashank, are you there? Dheeraj? Generally,
Yes, ma'am.
What do you mean by acids and base? What you know about acid and base?
Ma'am, not audible, ma'am.
Not audible. Now, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, it's a bit clear.
Everyone have the same problem? It's not audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me or not? Yes? Nikita, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Dheeraj, tell me, what do you know about acids and bases?
Acids and bases, ma'am.
Have you studied?
Yes, ma'am. In school, I've studied.
What do you know about acids and bases?
Ma'am, acids on reaction, ma'am, they produce H plus ion, ma'am. Those are called as acids.
Okay.
The one that gives out the hydrogen ion is acid. The one that can accept or they can take in hydrogen ion H plus is base, ma'am.
Oh, good. So we have different definitions and different concepts to define acids and bases. So we need to study different concepts like Arrhenius concept for acids and bases, Lowry-Bronsted theory for acids and bases, and Lewis theory of acids and bases. So an acid is a substance that releases hydrogen ions in an aqueous solution. So here aqueous means water. So especially when the acid is dissolved in water, so they are going to release the protons. Protons are nothing but hydrogen ions. If you take an example of hydrochloric acid, when you dissolve it in water, so how it is going to dissociate? It is going to dissociate into hydrogen ion and chlorine ion, H plus and Cl minus. So what is it giving here? Hydrogen ion. So we say acid is a substance that releases hydrogen ion. You can see the dissociation, how it is going to dissociate hydrochloric acid. Then what is strong acid? So strong acid means that is going to break down completely in water and gives off many hydrogen ions. So whatever the hydrogen ions is bounded, that is completely broken down. That is complete dissociation is termed as strong acid. So example for strong acid, H plus, that is HCl, hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, H2SO4. So these are strong acids because they are going to readily dissociate and completely dissociate into hydrogen ions. Weak acid means a weak acid only partially breaks down. It gives less hydrogen ions compared to strong acids. They are not going to completely dissociate. They are going to partially dissociate to give you the hydrogen ion. So any example for weak acid?
Acetic acid.
Yes, very good. Acetic acid. Molecular formula of acetic acid?
CH3COOH.
CH3COOH. How it is going to dissociate? It is going to give you
CH3COO minus plus H plus.
H plus.
very good. That is acetate ion and proton.
Acetate ion and proton.
Yeah. This is weak acid. Why it is weak acid? Because it is not completely ionized. It is partially ionized. So whatever the CH3COOH is there, it is not going to completely dissociate into CH3COO minus and H plus. Only half or partially they are going to dissociate. And they are called weak acid. So what are the characteristics of acid? So acid will have a sour taste, and acid reacts with metals and carbonates to produce gas, and acids generally contain hydrogen. So characteristics of acid: taste, sour. So acids input taste sour and produce a burning or prickling feeling on the skin. So you have to be very careful while handling the acids. So since tasting or touching an unknown chemical is extremely dangerous, so other methods are needed to tell whether a solution is an acid or not. So you can't taste, right? If a solution is given, will you taste it and tell it is an acid or base? No,
No,
it's
ma'am.
wrong. It's dangerous and you should not practice. So we should use other methods to identify the acid. So next method is chemical method, that is by reacting with carbonate. So it is a safe test, safe way to test to see if a solution is an acid or not. So what you have to do, take a small take few drops of compound which contains a carbonate. Example for compound which contains carbonate is limestone. So limestone which contains calcium carbonate. So what happens when an acid touches a piece of limestone? A reaction occurs that produces carbon dioxide gas. So you can see a limestone, when you add few drops of acid, you can see carbon dioxide gas coming out of it. So this is one of the identification tests for acid. So then acid will react with the metal. So this also you can test it. So acid will react with most of the metals. The reaction produces hydrogen gas, which you can see as bubbles. So you can see in this slide, when metal is going to react with the acid, there is liberation of hydrogen gas. So how the hydrogen gas is identified? By bubbles. So whatever the bubbles is coming is due to the liberation of hydrogen gas. So these characteristics of acids which contain hydrogen. See, hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid, carbonic acid. These all contain hydrogen. Along with that, acetic acid, citric acid, phosphoric acid, oxalic acid. So all these are acids which contain hydrogen. Next is bases. So a base is a substance that releases hydroxide ions in an aqueous solution. Hydroxide ion is OH minus. So example, when sodium hydroxide is dissolved in water, the compound separates into sodium ions and hydroxide ions. So you can see sodium hydroxide, how it is dissociating.
What, ma'am?
Sodium hydroxide, how it is getting dissociated? Sodium ions and hydroxide ions. Na plus and OH minus. So this is a base which is going to liberate hydroxide ion. Next, characteristics of bases. Bases usually taste bitter. They have a bitter taste. And bases feel slippery. Slippery means soapy like. When you touch a soap, how you feel? Slippery, right? You can't hold anything when you touch the soap. Similarly, bases will have the characteristic of slippery. And bases contain hydroxide ion. Example, baking soda. So this has a bitter taste. Pure baking soda will have bitter taste. So mild bases in food taste bitter and feel slippery. But as with acid, tasting and touching are not safe way of testing whether a solution is base or not. So you need to use different methods for identifying the base. So in fact, some strong bases can burn the skin as badly as strong acid. How strong acid is going to burn your skin? Similarly, strong bases will burn your skin. So you should be very careful while handling any chemical, either it's an acid or a base. So bases feel soapy or slippery because they react with acid molecule in your skin called fatty acid. Hence they become slippery. So now you came to know how the soaps are made by using a base. You can use a base and prepare a soap. Usually we are going to use either sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. But we prefer sodium hydroxide over potassium hydroxide. And this is going to be reacted with your fatty acids. So where does the fatty acids present? From where will you get fatty acids?
Emulsification of fat, ma'am.
Yes.
Emulsification of fat.
Yeah. So if you take oils and fats, so it will be obtained from oils and fats, fatty acids. So that if you are going to treat with sodium hydroxide, soap will be ready. So examples for bases which contain hydroxide ions. So strong bases like lithium hydroxide, sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, rubidium hydroxide, cesium hydroxide, barium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, strontium hydroxide. So these are all the bases which contain hydroxide ions. So properties of acids and bases. You can see the property. So what are the difference or properties of acids and bases? Acids taste sour, bases taste bitter. Acids do not feel slippery, bases feel slippery. pH of acids will be less than 7 and base will be more than 7. Acids releases hydrogen ions in aqueous solution. Bases release hydroxide ion in aqueous solution. Acids is going to corrode the metals, whereas bases do not corrode any metals. Acids will react with metals to produce a compound and hydrogen gas, whereas bases do not react with metals to produce any compound or hydrogen gas. They are going to turn litmus paper, red or pink litmus paper to blue. Base turns litmus blue. So which litmus will you use to identify an acid? Red litmus or blue litmus?
Blue.
Blue to red is acid. So what are the similarities between acids and bases? So both are going to dissolve in water. Both are going to conduct electricity in aqueous solution and irritate or burn your skin. Both acids and bases. So how we are going to identify the strength of an acid or base based on pH. So pH stands for potential hydrogen, and it is going to measure the hydrogen ion concentration in the solution. So the strength of an acid or base is usually measured using a pH scale. So the more hydrogen means the lower the pH will be. So it is pH is equals to, what is the formula of pH? pH is equals to minus log H plus ion concentration. Since it is negative, so it will be, how it will be? The concentration is inverse. So if the concentration of H plus is more means pH will be less. If the concentration of H plus is less means pH will be more. So you can see here acid base strength. So 0 to 14 is the pH scale, and here highest H plus ion concentration will have low pH value, and lowest hydrogen ion concentration will have more pH value. So hydrochloric acid is having pH less than 1. So it is highly acidic. Whereas like ammonia and all, it has low hydrogen ion concentration, and hence it has pH more than 11 or 12. So these are some examples where we can see the pH range. So hydrochloric acid is near to 0. Lemon will have pH 2. Apple pH 3. Vinegar 2.2 to 3. Apple will be 3 to 4. Tomatoes will be have 4. Banana 4 to 5 pH. Water, you can see it's a neutral molecule. And milk slightly acidic 6 to 7 pH value. Blood slightly alkaline 7 to 8 pH. Baking soda 8 to 9 alkaline. Soap around 10 pH. Ammonia 11 to 12. So whatever the drain cleaners you are using, it will be highly alkaline. So the numbers of the pH scale usually range from 0 to 14, but numbers outside this range are possible, but we are not going to see that. We are going to take only 0 to 14. The middle number 7 represents a neutral solution. So a neutral solution means it is not either an acid nor a base. Example, a pure water will have a neutral pH of 7. So pH less than 7 indicates acidic solution. pH is equals to 7 indicates neutral solution. pH is more than 7 indicates basic solution. A concentrated strong acid has a low pH value. A concentrated strong base has a high pH value. So we have acid-base indicators. So these indicators will help to identify the acid and base by changing its color. So example for any acid-base indicator, you know, phenolphthalein. So phenolphthalein is an indicator used for acid-base reactions. So what will be the color of phenolphthalein in acid solution and base solution? Prashant? Nikita?
Yes, ma'am.
So what will be the color of phenolphthalein in acid solution? When you add phenolphthalein to acid solution, which color you are able to see?
Red color, ma'am.
In base, when you add phenolphthalein to basic solution, which color will you see?
Red color, ma'am.
No. What is the use of then phenolphthalein? You need to identify the solution whether it is acid or base by using phenolphthalein. If you get same red color for acid and base, how will you identify?
Ma'am, in acid it is colorless and in alkali it is pink.
Yes, correct. Who said this? What's your name?
Nia.
Yeah, good. So phenolphthalein will give you pink color only in alkaline solution. So alkaline solution means pH will be, what will be the pH? More
Above
than
7.
7. Yes. So when the solution has pH above 7, then only phenolphthalein will give you pink color. If the pH is less or neutral, the phenolphthalein will not give you pink color. So hence we can use this indicator to identify acids and bases. Similarly, you can use litmus paper. So litmus paper, we have two, that is blue litmus and red litmus. So if you take blue litmus and add a solution which is unknown, whether it is acid or base, you don't know, you are going to take that solution and dip this blue litmus inside that. So if the blue litmus turns red, so what is the solution?
Acid.
Is acidic or basic?
Acidic.
Yes, the solution is acidic. It's an acid. If the blue litmus turns to red, it is acidic. The opposite. If you take red litmus and dip it in a solution, if the red litmus turns blue,
It's basic,
it will
no?
be basic. Acid, red, base is blue. You can keep it in mind. So this is about general acids and bases. So next we'll move on to the chemistry of acids and bases. So we have the definitions of acids and bases. The theory of acids and bases have changed over time due to some research and experimentation done by various scientists. So we have three theories: Arrhenius theory, Bronsted-Lowry theory, and Lewis theory. So these three theories, the first is oldest theory, that is Arrhenius theory. The second is Lowry-Bronsted or Bronsted-Lowry theory, which is a newer one, and the latest is Lewis theory. So you need to study all these three theories. So first we'll see Arrhenius definition. So Arrhenius is the scientist who defined an acid-base theory in 1887. According to his theory, acids produce hydrogen cations or hydronium ions when dissolved in water. So according to Arrhenius definition, acids means they are going to produce hydrogen cations or they are going to produce hydronium ions. Bases produce hydroxide anions or OH minus when dissolved in water. So this is only in aqueous solution. This is the definition of Arrhenius theory. So Arrhenius theory is also called as proton theory because it is going to talk about protons. So aqueous solutions are liquids that have molecules dissolved in water. So he is the scientist Svante Arrhenius who defined acids and bases. So he was a Swedish chemist and he won Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 1903. So he explained the chemical theory of the behavior of acids and bases. Next is Bronsted-Lowry theory. So this Bronsted-Lowry theory will have a more broader definition for acids and bases compared to Arrhenius theory. Here acid is hydrogen ion donor or H plus ion donor or proton donor. Base is hydrogen ion acceptor. So this is called as proton theory. That is proton acceptor and proton donor. So they also stated that acids and bases always come in pairs. So HCl is an acid. When it dissolves in water, it gives proton to water. So what is the reaction? You can see HCl plus water, you get hydronium ion plus chloride ion. So here water is a base which makes hydronium ion. HCl is an acid, water is a base. So here HCl is giving a proton and acting as a base. Water is accepting a proton and acting as a base. So these are the two scientists, Johannes Bronsted and Thomas Lowry. Both are the scientists. They gave the definition of acids and bases in a broader term. Now, why ammonia is a base can be explained using Bronsted-Lowry theory. So ammonia is NH3. When it reacts with water, it is going to accept the protons from water and become hydronium ion, that is NH4 plus. So ammonia is the hydrogen ion acceptor and water here now acts as an hydrogen ion donor. So this causes the hydroxide ion concentration to be greater than in pure water and the ammonia solution is basic. So acids and bases usually come in pairs. So a conjugate base is the charged particle of the original acid after it donated hydrogen ion. A conjugate acid is the charged particle formed when the original base gains a hydrogen ion. Thus, a conjugate acid-base pair is related to the loss or gain of a single hydrogen ion. Based on that, you can say whether the conjugate acid or conjugate base. So general equation for acid Ha, if you take and react with water or dissolve it in water. So Ha is an acid which is going to donate the proton. So water accepts the proton and becomes hydronium ion. So Ha is an acid, water, H2O is a base, H3O plus will become conjugate acid and A minus will be conjugate base. Similarly, when you take a base like ammonia and dissolve it in water, you get NH4 plus and OH minus. So here ammonia is a base, water is an acid, NH4 plus is conjugate acid and OH minus is conjugate base. So any doubts? Any doubt? Till here it's understood
No,
what is
ma'am.
acid, what is base.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
What is conjugate acid, what is conjugate base. Similarly, example is given, HCl plus H2O will give you hydronium and ion and chloride ion. So here hydrochloric acid is an acid, water is a base, hydronium ion is conjugate acid, and chloride ion is conjugate base. So what do you mean by amphoteric? The amphoteric substances are those which can act as both acid and base. Example is water, because in some places we have shown water as acid and in some place water as base. So it can act as both water and both acid and base because of this
Zinc.
property. Water can accept a proton or lose a proton. Hence
Even
it is
zinc.
called zinc. Zinc is inorganic. We are concentrating on organic substance. Next, third theory is Lewis acids and bases. So Gilbert Lewis, he focused on the donation and acceptance of a pair of electrons during a reaction. So this theory is also called as electron theory. Bronsted-Lowry theory is proton theory. Lewis acids and bases theory is called electron theory. So according to Lewis acids and bases, the definition of acid is a substance which can accept an electron pair. According to Lewis, base is a substance which can donate an electron pair. So this is going to talk about the electron, whether electrons are lost or electrons are gained. So based on that, acids and bases are classified. So most general of all three definitions, acids don't even need any hydrogen. In this definition, if you see, it is only related to electrons. First two theories say hydrogen. So if the substance does not contain hydrogen, but still it is acid, they fail to explain. But this Lewis theory is going to explain. If it does not contain hydrogen also, it acts as an acid by electron contact. That is by either electron donating or electron accepting. So what happens when an acid dissolves in water? So water acts as a base and abstracts the proton from the acid. As a result, the conjugate base, that is chloride of the acid, and the hydronium ions are formed. So this is how the reaction will occur. You can see HCl plus H2O will give you H3O plus and Cl minus. So Arrhenius acid, any substance that releases hydrogen ion as the only positive ion in the aqueous solution. No other things are generated, only hydrogen ion. So example for Arrhenius acid, HCl. So base, example for Arrhenius base, ammonia. So where hydroxide ion is generated. So examples for some more Lowry-Bronsted theory of acids. Examples for Lowry-Bronsted acid. Any example? Examples for Lowry-Bronsted acid: hydrochloric acid, acetic acid, carbonic acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid. So these are all examples for acids for Lowry-Bronsted theory. Similarly, bases: water, hydroxide ion, ammonia, sulfate ion. So what is the limitations of Lowry-Bronsted theory? So Lowry-Bronsted theory is based on proton transfer. It is applicable for most of the acids which consist of proton, whereas it cannot explain the acidic nature of this substance which does not contain hydrogen ion. Example: aluminium chloride and ferric chloride. So these act as an acid, but it will not donate any proton. Where is the proton in aluminium chloride and ferric chloride? AlClC and FeCl3. It does not contain any hydrogen, but still they are acid in nature. So Lowry-Bronsted theory failed to explain this. And large number of acid-base reactions are going to happen, which no proton transfer takes place. Without any proton transfer, the reaction is going to take place. So this is failed by Lowry-Bronsted theory. Now Lewis theory. So it is based on electron acceptance or electron donor. So this is the newest or latest definition, which is going to explain, like aluminium chloride and ferric chloride are acid in nature. Why they are acid in nature? So according to Lewis theory, what is an acid? According to Lewis, what is an acid?
Electron donor molecule.
Acid is a substance
Which donate electron, pair of electron.
electron pair acceptor. Lewis acid is an electron pair acceptor. Base is an electron pair donor. So if it accepts an electron, it is an acid. If it donates an electron, it is a base. So aluminium chloride, when it reacts with chlorine, what happens? AlCl3 plus Cl minus. What you get? AlCl4 minus. So AlCl3 is going to accept a lone pair of electrons from chlorine. Hence, it is called Lewis acid. So some more examples for Lewis acid we can have NH4 plus, H plus. Carbocations are also Lewis acids. And Lewis bases, we have ammonia, water, hydroxide ion, cyanide ion or cyanate ion, chloride ion. So this is about the different concepts of acids and bases. So we have completed under first chapter polarity of bonds, polarity of molecules, melting point, intermolecular process, boiling point, solubility, non-ionic solutes, ionic solutes, protic and aprotic solvents, and ion phase. So acids and bases, Lowry-Bronsted and Lewis theory. So next is isomerism. So before I start with isomerism, I'll start with definition. No, you are not doing that. For last year you are not doing. Yes. But if you have this given deadline, so we have to do it for something. Right. Or if we So no doubt. I hope everyone have understood. Nikita,
Yes,
Kalash,
ma'am.
no
Ma'am,
doubt. Yes.
ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
can you explain how AlCl3 is a Lewis acid?
Aluminium chloride, AlCl3. Okay. It is going to react with chlorine. Chlorine is Cl minus. So what you get the product? AlCl3 plus Cl minus.
AlCl4.
Yes. So what is happening here? Chlorine has electron.
L
Chlorine is
accepted.
electron rich. So electron is
Negative.
taken by the aluminium chloride. So it is becoming AlCl4 minus. So according
Okay.
to this theory, what is an acid? Acid is a
And
substance can accept an
accept
electron.
electron pair.
So AlCl3 is accepting the electron pair from chlorine. So it is an.
Okay.
So here
Acid.
no hydrogen, no hydroxide ion, nothing is coming. Only electrons are involving. So this is going to explain more clearly whether the substance is acid or base. That's why
Okay.
this is the
Thank you.
latest and most appropriate method of defining the acids and base.
Thank you, ma'am.
Others? Any doubt? No doubt? Varsha? Rishita?
Ma'am.
Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
No doubt? Nimisha? Nimisha? No doubt? It's clear. Acid base, three concepts. Arrhenius, Lowry Bronsted, Lewis theory. So you can accept 5-mark question from this chapter. Theories of acids and bases. Prajwal. Manisha. If you are not interacting, your attendance will not be recorded. Okay, then I think you have understood. The next
Share this
topic.
PDF.
Yes.
Will you share this PDF, ma'am?
I'll share the notes. I have a written note. I will share it.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. After the next topic, you'll be having a class test of this chapter. Be prepared. So I can tell any time for the class test for this chapter. Be ready with this. Okay, then we'll meet in the next class. I'll end the meeting. All of you take care. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.